Hi guys. I've got some food allergies, you know. I'm allergic, okay, to eggs and nuts. I'm allergic to eggs, but I'm not allergic to chicken, which is kind of weird, you know. Someone points to an egg, like, can you eat this? Not yet. Yeah, we'll give it a few months. We'll see how it goes. I'm pretty racially ambiguous. Some people think I'm white, some people think I'm Hawaiian. I've got Native American. My dog thinks I'm half black, half white. Colorblind. Hey. But I'm half Asian, I'm half Jewish. Something that's weird about that is I never feel Asian enough or Jewish enough to get offended when someone says something insensitive about those groups, you know? Like someone says something offensive towards Asians, I don't get offended. I'll just scan the room for a more Asian. It's like, yo, Ching Chong, you gonna take this shit? And, you know, another problem is I do not know if I'm Asian enough to say Ching Chong, but I appreciate you guys not giving me a hard time. So I'm in college right now. Part of the reason I like college, I haven't had to drive at all. I hate driving. Part of the reason I hate driving, I have OCD, which makes you worry about real irrational things, you know? So what would happen to me is I'd be driving and I'd hit a bump and I'd be like, that's a pothole. But then 20 minutes later, I'd be like, shit, but we're a small child, you know? Who's to say? You know? And part of the problem there, part of the uncertainty is that I don't know what it feels like to run someone over with a car. So, right? Yeah, I feel like I should do it on purpose once, just for a better reference point. It's like, oh, that's what it feels like. I think I'm good for yesterday. But yeah, I have OCD. One of the not main characters, but a common characteristic is that people get really worried that they possess these terrible traits that their behavior doesn't actually reflect, right? So in the past, I've been worried that I've been a murderer, a racist. A common one is that I was afraid I was a pedophile. And at the time, I was like, easy way to find out, I'll look at a kid and see how aroused I get. And I did it. I was totally not aroused. I was like, yes. Right, with OCD, it's like you want to be absolutely certain, all the uncertainty, so I was like, I need a bigger sample size. But I was telling my therapist about it, and he was like, Justin, I think the obvious explanation is that despite what you think, you're actually not looking at hot enough children. And I was like, I don't know about that, doc. OCD, it's an anxiety disorder, but it's interesting, like, when I'm, like, really, like, doing badly with it, like, my social anxiety goes down, you know? Because, like, if I'm just, like, if I'm, like, thinking about, you know, the mother of the dead child I just ran over, it's hard to be like, I hope they like me, you know? It's just the stakes are so much higher, you know? I'll give you an example, like, one time I had really bad contamination OCD. I was afraid that I would touch things, touch other people, and those people would die because I was dirty. You know, so right, I was in school and I pooped, right, as one does, and I washed my hands and I was like, shit, I don't think I washed my hands thoroughly enough. You know, let me go back. Before that happens, a pretty lady high-fived me and I was like, fuck, you know, so I was like, hey, wash your hands. She was like, why? And I was like, I just think it'd be hilarious if you did that. But then I was like, you know, I don't give a shit what you think of me. I pooped, I didn't wash my hands thoroughly enough, now it's on your hand and you might die. So we had sex later that night. I'll leave you guys with this one quick complaint. You know, I think bestiality should be legal. And, right, because, guys, it's illegal for the animal's sake. It's to protect the animal because there's no consent, right? So basically, what we did as a society was somebody was like, how about we put animals in cages, pump them with hormones, and systematically murder them so we can eat their flesh? We were like, that sounds fair. And then someone was like, can we be sexual with them? We were like, we don't want to make them uncomfortable. Thanks, guys. My name is Justin Rubenstein.